Let's get something straight right now. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody loses sleep over the fact that you're stressed, overwhelmed, or feeling down. And the sooner you accept this cold, hard truth, the sooner you can free yourself from the invisible chains holding you back. Listen carefully. If you keep waiting for life to get easier, for your mind to calm down, for people to understand your struggles, you'll wait forever. This world isn't going to stop spinning just because you feel like quitting. So, learn this now. Act as if nothing bothers you. Do you know what separates those who rise from those who drown? It's not talent, not luck, not even intelligence. It's composure. The ability to hold your face steady while chaos rages inside your heart. The power to smile while your mind screams. The discipline to show up again and again, no matter how tired, how rejected, how misunderstood you feel. This isn't about pretending you have no emotions. It's about choosing your response no matter what emotions are raging within you. Success doesn't ask how you feel. It only asks whether you kept going. Think about it. How many opportunities have you already lost because you let your emotions decide your actions? How many times did you sabotage your future because you were too sensitive, too reactive, too eager to defend your pride? You see, the strongest people in this world aren't those who never feel pain. They're the ones who've mastered the art of keeping it hidden until it no longer controls them. They've trained their minds to act as if nothing bothers them, not because they're numb, but because they know emotions are temporary. But actions create permanent results. Let me be brutally honest with you. The reason most people never succeed isn't because they lack potential. It's because they can't get out of their own way. They overthink, they overreact, they overfeel, and all that energy, wasted on worrying, complaining, doubting, could have been invested in building, growing, achieving. You've got to stop wearing your emotions on your sleeve. You've got to stop broadcasting every little thing that upsets you. The world doesn't reward victims. It rewards victors. Now listen closely. This doesn't mean you suppress everything and become a cold robot. It means you channel those emotions into fuel. Anger? Use it to outwork your competition. Sadness? Use it to sharpen your focus. Doubt? Let it push you to prepare harder, but never let it show on your face. Never let your enemies, your competitors, or even your friends sense weakness. Let them wonder how you stay so calm, so focused, so unshaken. That's power. That's what makes people unstoppable. You've heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. But I'll tell you something even better. Act as if nothing bothers you, and soon, nothing will. It's not about pretending forever. It's about training your nervous system to handle stress like a warrior. It's about rewiring your brain to see pressure as privilege. The great Stoic philosophers knew this. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not just philosophy, it's strategy. Let me ask you, what exactly do you gain from showing frustration? Does yelling make your problem smaller? Does complaining pay your bills? Does worrying build your future? No, it doesn't. In fact, every second you spend being bothered is a second stolen from your progress. And here's the harsh reality. Every successful person you admire has gone through more than you can imagine, but you don't see them sulking. You see them shining. Why? Because they learned to act as if nothing bothers them. They learned to smile when it hurt, to work when it was hard, to persist when it seemed impossible. Let me tell you something that changed my life. Your energy is your greatest currency. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Every time you allow yourself to get angry at small things, every time you get offended by someone's words, every time you let a minor setback ruin your day, you are wasting your most valuable resource, your focus. The people who win in life are those who stay focused no matter what storms surround them. You want success? You want wealth? You want freedom? Then you must master this one thing: emotional control. And emotional control isn't about pretending to be calm. It's about building such a strong mindset that nothing can break your focus. It's about adopting this philosophy: I will not give my peace to anything or anyone outside of me. That is the mindset of the rich, the successful, the disciplined. They walk into boardrooms, onto stages, into battles with the same steady expression: unbothered, unstoppable, unfazed. Imagine this for a moment. You're walking down the street. Someone insults you. Do you react? Number, you keep walking. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Do you get angry? Number, you remain calm. Your business deal falls through. Do you panic? Number, you analyze, adapt, and move forward. This is not weakness. This is strength. Because while others are burning out emotionally, you are saving your energy for action, for solutions, for growth. I want you to repeat this in your mind every single day. Nothing outside of me has power over me. Say it again. Let it sink in. This is how you program your mind for success. This is autosuggestion in action. Every morning, tell yourself, I am calm, I am focused, I am in control. Every time life throws you a curveball, remind yourself, this is a test. I will pass. Because that's all challenges really are, tests of your mental discipline. Now some of you are thinking, but I can't help it. I'm just an emotional person. That's an excuse, and it's killing your potential. Stop labeling yourself. Stop hiding behind the illusion that you're just built this way. You weren't born with bad habits. You trained them into yourself. And if you trained them in, you can train them out. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. Let me hit you with some truth. Your mind is a battlefield. Either you command it, or it commands you. Either you tell it where to go, or it drags you down with every random thought, every petty insult, every fleeting emotion. You must become the master of your inner world. Because once you do that, there's nothing in the outer world that can touch you. Think about every successful person you know. Do you really think they never face setbacks? They face bigger problems than you can imagine. But they've learned the ultimate secret. They control their reactions. They don't whine. They don't freeze. They don't lash out. They respond with calm, calculated precision. That's why they keep winning. And here's the kicker. You can develop this too. It's not magic. It's discipline. Every time you feel that wave of anger, pause. Breathe. Remind yourself, I am bigger than this moment. Every time anxiety creeps in, pause. Visualize your future self, strong, wealthy, focused, and ask, would they panic here? The answer is always no. So, act accordingly. Move with intention, not emotion. Let's talk about wealth for a moment. You think millionaires got rich by being emotional wrecks? Number wealth is a reward for those who can delay gratification, take calculated risks, and keep showing up no matter how uncomfortable it gets. If you want wealth, you must learn to stay unshaken. You must master patience, resilience, and focus. This world is full of noise. Social media, news, gossip, distractions everywhere. People live to provoke reactions. But you're not here to react. You're here to create. You're here to build. You're here to conquer. So you've got to shut out that noise. You've got to act as if nothing bothers you. Because the truth is, most of that noise doesn't even matter. It won't affect your goals, your growth, or your destiny unless you allow it to. Here's a harsh truth. If you're easily offended, you'll always be broke. Why? Because you'll spend your time defending your pride instead of building your empire. You'll spend your days fighting over crumbs while others are feasting at the table of opportunity. Let it go. Let them talk. Let them doubt you. Your job is to stay focused on your vision and act as if nothing bothers you. I'll tell you a secret most people don't want to hear. Nobody is coming to save you from your emotions. No mentor, no friend, no book, no podcast. It's your responsibility to train yourself. You must become your own coach, your own therapist, your own motivator. You must wake up every day and choose discipline over comfort, focus over frustration, action over anxiety. Start today. No more waiting for the right moment. No more justifying your reactions. Every day you practice this mindset, you become stronger. Every day you act unbothered, you become more focused. And soon, it won't just be an act, it'll become who you are. A calm, confident, unstoppable force. You have to understand this. Every person you admire, every person who has reached extraordinary success, has faced storms that would have crushed the average soul. But you wouldn't know it. Why? Because they trained themselves to move in silence. They act as if nothing bothers them. Behind every calm face is a battlefield. Behind every confident smile is a mind that has chosen discipline over chaos. They have mastered the art of emotional endurance. They didn't wait for peace to arrive. They created it within themselves. You want to rise above your circumstances? You want to build a legacy that outlives you? Then you must stop broadcasting your pain. Stop using your struggles as an excuse to slow down. You've got two choices every single day. Be a victim of your emotions or become the master of them. And here's the brutal truth. Nobody will force you to make the right choice. No one will come knocking on your door and hand you self-discipline on a silver platter. You have to choose it. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it through relentless repetition. Let me give you something practical right now. The next time you feel that sting of anger, that wave of sadness, that jolt of anxiety, pause. Pause and ask yourself this one simple question. Does this feeling serve my mission? If the answer is no, drop it. Yes, it's hard at first. Your mind will fight you. Your body will crave the emotional drama, the comfort of reacting, the addiction to victimhood. But you must break that cycle. Because every time you practice this, you're building the habit of resilience. Let me explain something that most people never grasp. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about denying reality. It's about denying your emotions the power to dictate your behavior. It's about separating what happens to you from how you choose to respond. This is the foundation of every success story. And this, right here, is what separates those who build empires from those who crumble under pressure. Think of your emotions like storms. They can be intense, overwhelming, loud, but they always pass. The mistake most people make is they build their homes in the middle of the storm. They set up camp in their anger, in their sadness, in their anxiety, and then they wonder why their life feels stuck, why everything feels heavy. You must learn to move through the storm without stopping. Walk through it with calm. Act as if it doesn't faze you. Keep moving forward, and soon you'll realize the storm wasn't as strong as it seemed. Now some of you might say, but what if I'm faking it? Isn't that inauthentic? Number, it's training, it's discipline, it's rewiring your mind. In fact, this practice is one of the oldest forms of personal development. It's rooted in Stoicism, in ancient martial arts, in every spiritual tradition that values inner mastery. You don't need to show every emotion to be authentic. True authenticity is showing up fully, regardless of what you're feeling inside. And here's something else most won't tell you. Acting as if nothing bothers you is one of the greatest wealth-building tools you will ever discover. Why? Because wealth doesn't come to the emotional. It comes to the steady, the strategic, the patient. Emotional people make impulsive decisions. They buy high, sell low, quit too soon, lash out at partners, sabotage opportunities. But those who remain calm, they see opportunities where others see problems. They negotiate with a cool head. They endure the long game. And that's why they win. Let me give you an example. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people on earth, built his empire not by chasing hype, but by remaining calm through every market crash. While others panicked, he acted as if nothing bothered him. He bought when others were afraid. He waited when others were greedy. And that patience turned into billions. That's the power of emotional control. And this doesn't just apply to money, it applies to every area of your life. Relationships, business, health, personal growth. If you can remain steady, if you can hold your frame, you will attract everything you need. People trust those who don't break under pressure. Opportunities flow to those who seem untouchable. You don't get there by accident. You get there by practicing the art of calmness again and again until it becomes second nature. Here's another truth. You will never be able to control what happens around you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. The unexpected will strike. But none of that matters if you control yourself. Your calmness becomes your shield. Your emotional neutrality becomes your armor. And suddenly, you start making better decisions. You start seeing clearly. You stop chasing distractions. You move with purpose. Now let's get practical again. You need to build this habit like a warrior sharpens his blade. Every morning, before the chaos of the world reaches you, take 10 minutes to sit in silence. No phone, no noise, no distractions. Breathe deeply. Visualize yourself moving through your day with calm confidence. Imagine yourself facing every problem with a steady mind. See yourself smiling through discomfort, pushing forward through rejection, standing tall in the face of criticism. Do this every day, and you'll start to notice something remarkable. Nothing outside of you can shake you anymore. And every time you feel that old habit creeping in, the habit of reacting, complaining, panicking, you stop. You breathe. You remind yourself, I control my energy. Nothing owns me. And then you act as if nothing bothers you, even if your heart is pounding. Because here's the truth. Your body follows your mind. If you act calm, your body will begin to calm down. Your nervous system will reset. Your mind will clear. You are literally rewiring yourself for success. I'll leave you with this challenge right now. Go an entire day acting as if nothing bothers you. No matter what happens, you remain calm. No reactions, no complaints, no emotional outbursts, just steady, focused action. Watch how differently people treat you. Watch how much more you accomplish. And then repeat it the next day, and the next. Soon, it won't even be an act. It will be who you are. Because ultimately, this is what it means to master yourself. To walk through life with quiet power. To smile through storms. To remain unshaken by the noise of the world. This is the foundation of wealth, of success, of freedom. And it starts with one decision. To act as if nothing bothers you. Now let's be crystal clear about something. This mindset isn't just for the tough moments. It's not just about handling bad days. Acting as if nothing bothers you is a way of life. It's a daily discipline, a mindset you sharpen every hour, every minute, every second. It's about creating an unshakable state of being, where nothing can disturb your focus, your peace, or your progress. Because if you only practice this during tough times, you'll fail when it matters most. You've got to live it. Every single day. Let me say this louder for the people in the back. Your feelings are not facts. Stop treating them like commandments. You feel tired? So what? You feel discouraged? So what? You feel like giving up? So what? That doesn't mean you stop. That doesn't mean you lower your standards. Those feelings are just noise, temporary glitches in the system. They don't define your destiny unless you allow them to. And here's the brutal truth. Most people allow their emotions to dictate every part of their life. They start something new, get excited, feel motivated for a few days. Then, the first sign of discomfort hits, and suddenly, they're too tired, too busy, too overwhelmed. They retreat back into their shell. They tell themselves it's not the right time. And you know what? That cycle keeps them broke, stuck, and invisible. But you're here because you're done with that nonsense. You're here because you're ready to rewire your mind, to rise above that weakness. You're here because deep down, you know you're capable of more. You just need to master yourself first. And this is where it begins. Acting as if nothing bothers you is the gateway to unlocking every other success habit in your life. You know why? Because everything worthwhile requires discomfort. Every goal worth chasing demands sacrifice. Whether it's wealth, health, relationships, or personal growth, it all requires you to push past resistance. And resistance always shows up as emotions. Fear, doubt, frustration, laziness. These are the signals that try to stop you. But when you act as if nothing bothers you, you bypass that resistance. You move forward anyway. And that's when the magic happens. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a lion reacting to every mosquito that lands on its back? Of course not. The lion doesn't swat every fly. It doesn't roar at every noise in the jungle. It stays calm, composed, focused on its mission, whether that's resting, hunting, or leading. That's the level of calm you must adopt. Stop reacting to every minor irritation, every petty comment, every small inconvenience. You are not here to fight mosquitoes. You are here to rule. And here's another truth nobody wants to hear. Most of the things that bother you aren't even real problems. They're imagined threats, phantom fears created by your overactive mind. You stress about what others think. You worry about future scenarios that may never happen. You replay past mistakes as if you can change them. And all of this mental chatter steals your energy. It distracts you from your mission. It weakens your power. You've got to stop feeding that beast. Starve those thoughts. Act as if nothing bothers you, even when your mind wants to spiral. Especially then. Because every time you resist the temptation to react, you are starving your ego. You are training yourself to focus only on what truly matters. Your goals, your vision, your future. Now let's talk about something most people completely misunderstand. Confidence. People think confidence comes from achievements, from external validation, from looking good in front of others. That's nonsense. Real confidence comes from emotional control, from knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. From walking into any room, any situation, any challenge, and knowing you won't be shaken. That's where true, unbreakable confidence comes from. And the way you build that? You guessed it, by acting as if nothing bothers you. When you start living this way, people notice. They sense it. You walk differently. You speak differently. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer chase approval. You simply move through life with calm power. And the world responds to that. People respect it. Opportunities find you. Doors open for you. Not because you're shouting for attention, but because your energy commands it. Let me remind you of something powerful. Your calmness is a weapon. In negotiations, in relationships, in business, in every interaction. The one who stays calm controls the room. The one who doesn't flinch under pressure always has the upper hand. Why? Because calmness shows power. It shows mastery. It shows that you don't need the outcome to feel secure. You are already complete. And here's the beautiful part. Once you start living this way, you actually start to feel lighter, freer, happier. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop dragging around emotional baggage. You stop reacting to nonsense, and suddenly, your life becomes simpler, cleaner, more focused. You create space for the things that truly matter. Your growth, your purpose, your peace. Let me leave you with this truth. Most people spend their entire lives in emotional slavery. They are ruled by every passing feeling. They lash out, they complain, they quit, they compare, they gossip, they panic. They are prisoners of their own mind. But you don't have to live that way. You can be free. You can choose peace over panic, power over weakness, focus over distraction. You can choose to act as if nothing bothers you, and in doing so become unstoppable. Here's your call to action right now. Start practicing this today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. The next time you face frustration, pause. Smile. Act unbothered. Watch how your mind resists it. Push through anyway. The next time someone tries to provoke you, act unshaken. Watch their confusion. Watch your power grow. Do this again and again until it becomes your default state. This is the way forward. This is the mindset that will separate you from the masses. This is how you will rise. By acting as if nothing bothers you, until nothing truly does. Now it's time to get even deeper, because this isn't just about staying calm. It's about rewiring your identity. You see, people often think of their identity as something fixed. They say things like, "That's just the way I am," or "I've always been like this." But here's the truth. Your identity is nothing but a pattern, built through repeated thoughts, actions, and emotions. And every time you act as if nothing bothers you, you're laying down new bricks for a stronger, calmer, more unstoppable identity. Think about it. Your mind is constantly recording everything you do. Every time you react with anger, your brain logs it as normal. Every time you give in to fear or procrastination, it labels that as who you are. But the moment you interrupt that cycle, when you act calm instead of angry, when you push forward instead of freezing, you break that old identity. You start showing your brain a new version of you, and if you keep doing it, that new identity becomes permanent. That's why this mindset isn't optional. It's the foundation of everything you want. You don't just want calmness, you want to become the kind of person who naturally radiates it. You want to become that steady, unwavering force that others look to for guidance, that opportunities flow toward. And that happens through consistent practice. It happens by deliberately acting as if nothing bothers you until your brain no longer knows any other way to operate. Let me make this crystal clear. You cannot think your way into this mindset. You cannot wait for the day when you magically feel ready. The only way to get there is through action, by acting calm when you don't feel calm, by showing up with confidence when you feel shaky, by smiling through discomfort when everything inside you wants to scream. That's the path. That's how you build unshakable strength. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Once you start living this way, you'll begin to unlock levels of success that most people never even taste. Why? Because success is directly tied to your emotional mastery. When you stop reacting to nonsense, you create more space for meaningful work. When you stop obsessing over other people's opinions, you focus entirely on your own goals. When you stop being controlled by every random mood swing, You finally gain the discipline to execute consistently. Success isn't some random lightning strike. It's a product of consistency. And consistency only happens when you're no longer ruled by emotions. It's all connected. Think about the people you admire most. They're not just successful because they're smart or talented. They're successful because they execute relentlessly, no matter how they feel. They don't wait for motivation. They don't need perfect conditions. They show up, rain or shine, joy or sorrow. They have trained themselves to act as if nothing bothers them, and in doing so, they have built lives most people can only dream about. Let me give you a hypothetical situation to drive this home. Imagine two people starting a business. Both have similar skills, resources, and opportunities. One of them gets discouraged every time a client rejects them, every time a competitor gains ground, every time they hit a rough patch. They spiral into self-doubt. They pause. They question everything. The other, they feel the same sting of rejection. They face the same stress, the same obstacles. But instead of reacting, they act as if nothing bothers them. They keep dialing those phones. They keep improving their product. They keep showing up to meetings with calm confidence. Months go by, then years. Who do you think will win in the long run? It's obvious. The second person wins. Not because they're smarter, not because they're luckier, but because they mastered themselves. This is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful in every field. Emotional mastery. Not talent, not privilege, not even intelligence. Emotional control is the ultimate competitive advantage. And it all starts with this simple shift, acting as if nothing bothers you. Now let's get even more tactical. Here's something you can start doing right now. Every morning, I want you to ask yourself one question. What can I face today without reacting? Write it down. It might be a difficult conversation, a financial challenge, a stressful task. Whatever it is, commit to facing it with calmness. Throughout the day, when that moment comes, pause, breathe, smile, even if it feels forced. Act as if nothing bothers you. Handle it with quiet confidence. Don't let your voice waver. Don't let your face twist with emotion. Just handle it. Then, after the day is done, reflect. How did it feel to stay calm? What did you accomplish because you didn't waste energy on reacting? Do this every single day, and watch how fast you grow. Watch how your confidence skyrockets. Watch how people begin to see you differently. They'll start saying things like, "You're always so calm," or "Nothing seems to shake you." And inside, you'll know it wasn't magic. It was practice, discipline, deliberate identity building. And here's where it gets even better. This practice doesn't just change your mind, it changes your results. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you naturally start making better decisions. You stop rushing. You stop chasing. You start thinking clearly, moving strategically, operating from a position of strength instead of weakness. That's how you start winning, not just in your mind, but in the real world. Financially, professionally, relationally, you become a magnet for success. And it all stems from that simple, powerful practice, acting as if nothing bothers you. Now let's go even deeper. Let's talk about faith, not religious faith, but faith in yourself. Acting as if nothing bothers you is at its core an act of self-faith. It's a declaration that no matter what happens, you will prevail. It's saying to yourself, I don't need external proof. I know who I am becoming. And the more you practice it, the more you strengthen that faith. This is what Napoleon Hill called autosuggestion, feeding your mind with deliberate thoughts until they become your reality. Every time you act calm under pressure, you're sending a message to your subconscious. I am calm. I am in control. I am powerful. And over time, your subconscious accepts it as truth. Suddenly, you no longer need to fake it. You simply are it. That's why this work matters. You're not just pretending. You're programming yourself for greatness. You're creating a new version of yourself, one that doesn't flinch under pressure, doesn't get dragged down by trivial nonsense, doesn't waste time explaining or defending. You move differently. You speak differently. You think differently. You begin to embody true power.